What is up, investors? Jason here. Welcome to the new studio. We finally have a brand new studio set up. We're calling this the $1 million studio. I know CoffeeZilla has the $8 million studio. Mine's just $1 million studio. We're working on things here. Anyways, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a technical analysis on Ethereum. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but we're finally going to be doing it. Ethereum is doing a lot of big things right now, so we really need to be taking a look at it. We need to be looking at Ethereum going back over that $4,000 mark. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or just gently press that like button. It helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting. Also, subscribe if you have not already. And if you're interested in being a Patreon and helping support this channel even more, I have one. Link is in the description. Thank you to all the Patreons. Now, let's get to it. So let's take a trip down the Ethereum lane and take a look at the major bull runs that have happened in the past to kind of go through the history real quick. In June of 2017, we saw Ethereum go to a price of around $420 at its high, and it had a hard time breaking through that until eventually it ran up to $1,400 in January of 2018, where I saw a lot of resistance there, and then it ended up falling down below $100 in December of 2018. To then go on to another bull run and going up to about $360 in June of 2019, to then falling back down below that $100 mark in March of 2020. By the end of August of 2020, it broke through that $360 resistance and then the $1,400 resistance in February of 2021. To then in February and March of 2021, when we found a lot of resistance at the price of $1,800, to then smashing through that and then taking it all the way up to a price of $4,400 where it had topped out at, and then tipped over in May of 2021 to then finding support at a price of $1,800. Now we're on this new run where we're at currently. Now, last time when Ethereum had gone to that $4,400 mark, it took it about 7 to 8 days to do it from after it passed the $3,300, $3,400 mark, and then went to that high. So currently, we passed that mark on August 31st, and then it kept going from there. So hopefully we can easily hit that within these next few days here, and hopefully at that point it will keep going. Now these runs, who knows exactly how long these things run? Sometimes we've seen these bull runs last 30 days, we've seen them last 50 days, or even longer. Anything is really possible. So something that's much different with Ethereum now on its current bull run than it was on its previous bull run is that from this point here on August 5th, Ethereum had a new upgrade, the EIP 1559, and in that there's a mechanism or protocol put in place that would take part of the fee, the part of the gas fee that would be going to the miners for the transaction, and instead burn that. And a good amount of Ethereum has actually been burned since then. I'd say from probably most likely from this point to this point, about $700 million worth of Ethereum during this time has been burned. So a deflationary mechanism now put in place, or a deflationary protocol, whatever the right word for it would be, has been put in place that is helping increase the price of Ethereum because of that. And that's just one of many catalysts for Ethereum now that can really help out the value of it in the price. Because if you were looking at it at one point of it being something that just would continue growing and growing and growing and being inflated, which we know how the inflation could eventually reach a point where it would have a massive tipping point like it had in the past. Now with it having a deflationary system put in place, that could make the value of it go up a lot more. It puts it in a different class. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of mining and it continue growing from this point. But having something that does reduce the amount that is being in circulation, that's always a good thing. That always helps out with the increase in the price. And another thing that we really have looking forward to with Ethereum is the other big upgrades to be coming. The Ethereum 2.0. With that, there's going to be a massive reduction in energy use. They're saying somewhere around like 99% less energy usage than what currently is being used for that one, as well as that's going to have all the positives that everybody wants Ethereum to have, that a lot of people are going over to things like Cardano for. That's all going to be put in place with Ethereum 2.0. So the whole proof of stake, all that will be what everybody wants, and that system will run much better when that does come out. So that's another thing to really be looking forward to. So with that, I wouldn't be surprised that we don't see it going to these much larger prices on this run that is happening right now, or who even knows where the tipping point is going to be. Now, if I was to give Ethereum a price prediction, not financial advice, none of this is, so do take that in consideration. If I was to give it a price prediction, though, and look at the run when it started at $1,800, and compare this run to the last one, and then think about the catalysts that are put in place with the current upgrade that had happened on August 5th, and how we're seeing now a deflationary mechanism put in place that is burning part of Ethereum, that is helping control the supply and demand, which is an issue that it's had many times in the past, that has helped cause its drop off, because if the demand is not anywhere near the high and people are selling out and putting a lot more of it out in the market, then that's creating a price that's going to keep dropping. So where we're currently at with having like NFTs and all these things that a lot of people are very interested in, and having every time there is a gas fee that is then burning a little bit of it every time, with that, I wouldn't be surprised that we don't see this going into a price that is $6,500 to $10,000 or even more. Now, obviously, don't take that as any sort of financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, but I think it's a real possibility, in my personal opinion, that we could be seeing it go to those prices. But at the same time, also, you want to be sure that you are taking your profits, because at any point, the volatility of Ethereum, the volatility of all these cryptocurrencies. Anything can happen at any point, and you can't just expect, hey, it's been running for the last month, it's going to continue running for months on end, and it's never going to stop. No, at some point, it can drop half its value or even more. You guys know that for a fact. It happens all the time. And that's something that I always have to explain to people, that it's a real possibility that you can lose your investment at any point that you invest into it. It can easily drop. So you want to, of course, be bullish, but at the same time, monitor it and make sure that it's not going to make you lose any profits that you have made, because that's not the strategy here. The strategy here is to make sure that you are always coming out ahead. It's something to take in consideration with taking gains on Ethereum is something called tax loss harvesting. Now, you're probably familiar with that with stocks, but it's different with cryptos. They're both taxed the same as far as capital gains go, so do take that in consideration as well. But in the case of tax loss harvesting goes, unlike stocks, which have a 30-day wash sale, they don't have that with cryptocurrencies. You can basically own it and then see it to getting to that point where it's starting to tip over and start to drop in price. You can then sell it and then buy it again, and then as it keeps dropping, then you can sell it and then buy it, and that difference between from when you bought it to when you sold it is something you can write off. And that's something to always take in consideration. But of course, speak with somebody that is a tax professional on that, or do some good amount of research into that. Don't just take me saying that as something to follow with, and don't ask me in the comments. Just look into that yourself. It's a tool that can really help you out on taking your gains from Ethereum. So do keep that in mind. So with that being said, I'd like to hear what everybody's thoughts and opinions of Ethereum right now is. Is there anybody that is going to continue holding on to it no matter what happens in the short term, bullish on it in the long term, or is there anybody that is looking to eventually start taking some profits? I'd like to know. So with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys like the new studio.